Hello everyone, my name is Barbara and I'm a Polish girl who lives in Ireland and likes to knit, and today I have a finished object video, and this time is my new design, Strong Whiskey Hat. Okay, first things first, this is not a tutorial, it is a paid for pattern. I'm going to put all links down below, so if you want to check it out, check it out. And I'm going to tell you a few things about the pattern per se, as from perspective of a knitter who would want to knit this hat, and then I'm going to tell you how I come up with the whole design and for who. I have knitted this hat on circular needles in a round, bottom up. As you can see, it has a folded brim, but if you're not a fan, you can always do a straight one and fold it yourself, or at the end, if you find the folding system kind of fiddly, although there is a video how to do it, so finger crossed you manage, you can sew it by hand. The whole design that you can see, even it looks like cables, it is made of twist stitches. In the pattern, you also get short videos. I knit continental style, and that's the way I'm showing you. Bear in mind where you hold your yarn, and most of all, look what's happening with the stitches. No worries, you have all that in abbreviation section, and there's also written instructions how to do it. Sizes. This hat is designed for 3 sizes, or a baby, for a small child, and an adult. We're talking about 17 to 22 inches approximately had circumference between those 3 sizes. As you can see, I'm showing you 2 samples, and the first one that I knitted is an adult size, and I did in the body section only 3 repeats of the pattern, and the one that I'm wearing has 5 repeats. This one is for Sebastian, and this one is for myself. I promised him ages ago to knit a hat for him, and it was quite a challenge. So create this shape, what I actually did, I took his favorite hat, which wasn't a knitted hat, and I wanted to make sure that it has exact width and exact height, the way he likes it. And I followed the shape, and at the end of the day, when I presented the hat to him, it fits perfectly. So maybe if you have a partner in your life or any friend that it's quite difficult to knit a hat for, I would suggest to grab their favorite hat they wear, maybe knitted or not. The one that I'm talking about was fabric, and you may find the shape they really like. Now, gauge. So let's talk about the gauge, needles and yarn. The gauge for this pattern is 15 stitches by 22 rounds in stockinette stitch. I did especially a swatch in stockinette stitch because most of the knitters are more aware what gauge they get in a stockinette stitch than in the pattern that I just come up with. So I hope that's going to help you out finding what kind of yarn and needles you need for this project. So what kind of yarn I used? If you're watching me for the first time, you may not know, but I'm getting boxes from Knit Crate. They kind of support me that way. They're sending me yarn, and as you can see, I can use their yarn for anything I like, and I also like design patterns. So here it is. I got Vidalana. It was, I think, in January box, and this box is a Knit Crate box, and it comes with 2 skeins, so that's why I have 2 hats and some leftovers. And the one that I'm holding, it is 100% Peruvian highline wool, and it is worsted weight. So this is what we're looking for, but just to be sure, check also on the label if this yarn in 100 grams roughly has the same yardage as I have. So I'm talking about 201 yards and 183 meters. So on the screen, check it out. This quite close to, I'm not saying if you have something in the stash, you can definitely knit it. When I sewed this yarn, I knew Seb was going to like it because I knitted quite a similar hat from perspective of the color, and I know he loves this color, so I knew I'm going to design something for him. And as you may notice, this yarn is called whiskey. That's why also I call it strong whiskey. And second of all, because we live in Ireland, and Ireland is quite famous producing whiskey. The gauge I got in the larger size of needles. I used two sizes of needles, one for ribbing and the other one for body and the creases. For the ribbing, I used US size 6, which is 4mm needles, and for the body sections, I weighed quite high because I went to US size 9, which is 5.5mm. I use high needles, I use my pouch for it. You can check all the links down below, check my shop. I may have those sizes in my shop, and if you haven't grabbed my pouch yet, try to see which one you like. You may ask also, how much yarn do you actually need? Obviously, it depends what the yarn that you have on your label. It will depend, because that may give you slightly different gauge, but we're trying to aim to the gauge. Therefore, I used for this hat 80 grams, which is 3 repeats, and for this one 90 grams, which is 5 repeats. As you could see, I have a pom-pom over here. I did not write down in the pattern how to make a pom-pom, but for the pom-pom I used Pom-Pom Maker, and I can tell you how big it is. What I did, I used leftovers with this hat, and somehow I got 14 grams, so which means that the skein that I received was 104 grams. And that 14 grams I divided to 2 equal size, equal balls, 7 grams, and basically then I used 7 grams for one side, 7 grams for another side, close it together, chop it off, join it with the yarn, and I had a pom-pom. What I can do, I can definitely include the video now under this video, how to make a pom-pom, or how I make a pom-pom. I think I have one, finger crossed, or at the end of the video. Last but not least, the knitting is quite an amazing experience, especially when you can share with others. Like I said, I knitted this hat as a gift from my husband, so it's a special thing. On the screen maybe show you that during the Valentine's Day, even though we're not celebrating, and somehow end up that I made those 2 hats, we went for a walk together, which was our moment and became a memory. Quite nice. Anyway, so I kept everything in this lovely bag. I got this bag from a friend, and it kind of brings my heart when I'm knitting too. I put over here a keychain that I have in my shop, so if you do something top secret or even gift knitting, you can check down below my links to my shop. Maybe you find something that everyone will know they have something special, and that probably will tempt them to check what it is. I'm not saying that it will stop them. And the last but not least, I want to thank my 14 test knitters who knitted this hat, and they were knitting 3 sizes, so I'm so happy that they went through it. We had loads of fun. Any test knit I do, I like to create a group on Instagram. If you're wondering how that goes, I call for test knitters over there, so if you're interested to knit any of my patterns, definitely follow me over that. I think at this point all their finished hats are on Ravelry, so definitely check the link to the pattern. When I'm publishing this, I'm giving 20% off, so check the link down below and there will be a coupon code to enter, which will be valid for 48 hours from the moment I post this video, because probably at the same time I'm posting the information on Instagram too and Facebook. It was a pleasure to knit. It was a pleasure to test knit with the test knitters. This is my test knit hat, and it was so much fun. I can't wait to design another project presenting me to you in the future. I hope you enjoy this one. See you next one. Don't forget to use hashtag knittingilove. Show me what you're knitting. Hashtag for this hat is strong whiskey hat. And I hope you have someone in your life that you can knit this hat to. And what else I can say? Till the next one. Bye.